Well guys, it looks like it's time for a teardown. Unfortunately, our boosted Buick, the other guy's turbocharged 455. Now if you haven't seen the other video where we ran this thing under boosted, it was doing really well, right up to the point where it wasn't doing well anymore. So if you haven't seen that video, check it out, it's right here. But we were able to run the boost up to 8.6 pounds, and then unfortunately I got a little greedy and I wanted to go for that 500 number, and I didn't quite make it. We made 496, then all kinds of bad stuff happened, as you can see in this clip right here. But it's time to tear this thing down and try to figure out what went wrong. Maybe it's something simple, maybe we can fix it, maybe it's something more serious. We won't know until we take it apart. So let's get started. I'm going to start off by removing the plugs and doing a compression test. That way we can see what cylinder it is. Maybe it's more than one cylinder. We'll do a little diagnostic here. So let's pull those plugs, check it out, and find out what went wrong. $150. Zero on that one. That's the bad one. After doing our compression test, we now know what cylinder it is. So now we need to take it one step farther. What I'm going to do is pull the valve covers for the first time, which I maybe should have looked under there before I added the boost to it, but hey, what are you going to do? So I'm going to pull the valve covers. What I want to make sure is, are the rockers going up and down? Are they broke? Are they not there? Are the valves working? I want to find out if we're losing compression because one of the valves are bent or broke or not there. So we'll pull the valve covers, see what's going on there, and then proceed with, hey, let's tear this thing apart. After pulling the valve cover, we can see that the rockers are indeed going up and down. They're doing what they're supposed to, so the cam's doing what it's supposed to. The push rods and the rocker arms are doing what they're supposed to, and the valves are opening and closing. And it also looks like if I measure that all the valves are at the same height, which gives me a pretty good indication that one of the valves are not bent or broken, so that they're all there and doing what they're supposed to. The piston also is going up and down, or at least what I can see of the piston. Now I can't see all of it, so there may be a broken piece somewhere else. I didn't see big chunks in there. I am seeing water in there, but the piston's going up and down, the rockers are going up and down, the valves seem like they're sealed. So now it's time to tear this thing apart. Man, this thing's ugly inside. Man, that intake manifold was heavy. Somebody ought to throw that thing in the dumpster. Definitely needs an aluminum intake. So here's our cylinder. I'll take some industrial light and magic action here with my fancy flashlight. Yeah, that one's nice, huh? Hey,
Rust much? Dude, come on. A little rust over on this one too. I don't know, maybe the thing was sitting out. Cool stuff. Let's take that head off. First we gotta do the rockers, then off comes this head. Here's some interesting stuff. After we took that gasket off. That thing right there. Super cool stuff. So you guys ready for the big reveal? All right, let's take a look at all the pistons are there. So nothing broken, that's good. Let's look at our sealing surfaces. The head gasket attached itself to the head when I pulled it off, but all of this looks pretty good. Pistons are good, they all go up and down, no damage. Looks good. Let's go check out the head. Check it out. Well, there's your problem. Yep, head gasket. It's actually not a big deal. What do you guys think? Should I just put it back together with another? I'm going to put another head gasket on the other side too. I want to take that thing off. I'm already this far. I might as well take it apart and see what's going on. Put new head gaskets on, run it. Everything else looks okay. Although there is a ton of rust in these heads. There's a bunch of crap in the motor. But hey, we're here. We might as well run it, right? Yeah. Bada boom, bada bing. Put this thing back together. More boost. On a positive note, I think we found out what those pieces were laying in the lifter valley. Yeah, look, little jigsaw puzzle fits right there.
As you can see, I'm standing here with the still disassembled Buick 455, the other guys, and there's a reason for that. I wanted to finish off this video with a triumphant return and more boost and maybe another happy dance, but it wasn't to be. You see, what happens is I've got to get new head gaskets for this, and I had to order them. So that puts me behind today in the video, but I wanted to get this out for you guys so I could show you what happened. And as it turned out, it's actually pretty good news. I think it's just the head gasket. The piston looks good, the valves look good, all that stuff looks good. I think we just blew a head gasket. So I'm going to put a new head gasket on, a new intake gasket, put it all back together, and hopefully run some more boost. So let me know what you guys think. But for the guys that stayed here to the end, to my conclusion, sometimes it's just a recap, but from now on, what I'm going to try to do is include something cool, a reason to stick around, and in this case, it's about the valve springs. You see, when I took that stock head off, I also took the liberty of measuring the stock valve spring. I wanted to find out why we were getting valve flow so early with this combination. As it turned out, it is just a stock spring. It had a whopping 84 pounds of seat pressure and 210 pounds of open pressure at 500 valve lift. So it's kind of just a stock spring. But I thought, hey, while this thing is off, and I'm also going to pull the other head to replace that head gasket and check it out, while that thing's off, why don't I do the valve spring upgrade with the springs that the guys from Comp Cam sent me for the new camshaft. That way we can put it on with a stock cam, run it, maybe we get more power, maybe there's more stability, maybe I can rev it a little higher. All of that's good news. Well, unfortunately, I can't put that spring on. I'm going to have to machine the head. I'm going to have to machine the valve guide down to accept that spring and the new seal. And I'm definitely going to do that after we finish this test. So I'm going to put the stock valve springs back on, run it under boost. But when I take that head off and machine that for the new springs, I'm also going to upgrade the valves. You see, I'm going to go through the head. I'm going to have somebody machine it for the bigger valves, you know, stage 1 valves. Just like most people do, we're going to upgrade the spring package, and then I'm going to put that back on the motor, run it, and then do the cam upgrade. That way we find out, does the head upgrade do anything even with the stock cam? And then when I put the new cam in from Comp Cam, which is fairly mild, We'll see what those upgrades are. Then I can, hopefully by then, the aluminum intake will be on there, because that's the other thing I found while I did this disassembly is I hate cast iron intake manifolds. I hate cast iron heads too. Nothing should have that heavy stuff anymore. It should all be aluminum. But hopefully by then I'll have the Edelbrock intake. I can put that on, put the right carburetor on it, run it with more boost, do another camshaft upgrade. Lots of cool stuff coming up. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for sticking around. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, do all that stuff. I'm going to have more Buick testing coming up.